Hello my angels, welcome to TJS Tarot. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is TJ. I'm a psychic divination reader and witch. If you are not new to my channel and you are returning, welcome back. I'm just as equally happy to have you here as well. Today we are looking into the forecast of the month of July. I did put the intention for this to be a timeless reading, so at any point that you're watching this regarding the month of July, it should resonate. As you can see, I went ahead and pre-shuffled some oracle cards. I am going to start off with tarot. With tarot, I'm going to be looking into your current energy, and this is just going to help navigate whether or not the pile that you picked is for you. So at any point during the tarot spread that I am doing, if you feel as though that resonates with you, that's just going to be confirmation that the pile that you picked is for you. And more than likely, that is going to be your July forecast. Now, please make sure that you're using your own discernment. Keep in mind that this is a general reading for a large group of people. So if you feel as though that some things don't resonate, just let it fly, leave it for the next person. If you're not really quite connecting with the energy, or if you're not, if you don't feel as though that nothing is resonating and you're just not like fully connecting with it, please feel free to choose another pile. If you feel like none of the piles are resonating with you, then perhaps this reading is not meant for you at this time, which is okay. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile 1 and then move on to pile 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, please feel free to pause the video if you need more time to meditate on the cards. Please make sure you are using your intuition. Whichever one is gravitating towards you the most, more than likely is going to be your pile. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and I will see you there. Welcome my pile ones to your reading. If this is the number you chose, then this reading is for you. As I said before, we're going to go ahead and close out with oracle cards, but we're going to go ahead and get started with tarot. This is just going to be an energy check-in, looking into your current energy, clarifying that this reading is for you. So anything that comes up that resonates with you, that is just going to clarify whether or not this pile that you picked is for you. So please thank you, Spirit, for connecting me to my pile ones, looking into their current energy, anything that will help navigate and confirm that this reading is for them. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh. I think that's too many. I'm not used to this deck. This is a brand new deck, so the texture of it is a little bit differently. So the grip, I'm having a hard time with the grip for whatever reason, so bear with me. Okay. So you could have recently made a decision regarding money, or regarding like a financial situation. Maybe you're really working on grounding yourself. Maybe you're really working on like a promotion or something regarding work, or it could be stability, financial stability, really getting secure and grounding yourself. Right here, with the 10 of Pentacles here, that is kind of, so for those of you who have read with me before, the reason why I specifically put down 5 cards is so I can navigate the center card, which is kind of like the main energy, or the center focus of what I am laying down. So right now you could be really working towards financial compensation, financial reward, financial abundance, or even financial security. That could be something that you are, you may have recently become decisive on, or you've made a decision on, and this is something that you really have been working towards. And I feel like you could currently be going through some sacrifices. Maybe you've made some financial sacrifices, or you've made some sacrifices regarding having fun, or spending time with other people, or spending time with friends. Maybe you've really you've really displayed a lot of discipline lately when it's come to your finances or your goals, dreams, ambitions, so on and so forth. Maybe you've been neglecting like some travel, or you've been neglecting like a vacation, or I don't want to say neglecting, that's not the proper word, sacrificing, I guess you could say, because you really want to make sure that this happens. You really want to make sure that you have a type of security for the future, or whatever this is. There's some type of investment that you are making for yourself that you've been diligently working towards. Why the Two of Swords in reverse? Yeah. Why the Queen of Pentacles? This is something that you've been like excited about. Maybe you've been like kind of, yeah, you could have even been, how funny. Maybe you've even been ignoring maybe like your love life, or you've been, you could currently be recentering yourself. Maybe there's someone like coming forward, or maybe someone isn't coming forward, someone who's been acting like a little bit hot and cold with you, but it doesn't really, or maybe there is like an outsider or an outside person who has been debating on whether or not to come forward towards you, because you've been in this Queen of Pentacles energy, and you've been really focusing on yourself, really grounding yourself, really making sure that you have everything that it is that you need, because the Queen of Pentacles is a very sure energy. She is very secure and balanced, and grounded. And she's not an insecure type of energy. She is someone who is very decisive and very, it's a very maternal energy too. But there's no hesitation from her. There's no insecurity, or there's no second guessing or hesitancy from her. And I feel like this could be affecting maybe some type of outsider. I don't know if it's like a romantic interest or something like that, but it's kind of making maybe like your dating life or your relationship or others around you kind of go back and forth whether or not you're interested in them. Why the Ten of Pentacles? Why the Ten of Pentacles, Spirit? Got a lot of doubles here. Yeah, you are really moving forward. Maybe for some of you, you're going back to school, or you're really expanding like your knowledge, or you're expanding different ideas, or different maybe like networking, working with other people, but you're really like manifesting I don't want to say like your intellect. I mean, your intellect could be expanding as well, but your cleverness and your strategy and your the way that you're going about things. And I'm getting really heavy like Gemini energy here, Gemini and Virgo a little bit, but with the Magician and then the Knight of Swords right underneath, like you are really planning things out, you're working things out, you are making sure that, I'm even seeing like maybe like you're writing stuff down. You could be journaling, or you could be mapping things out, or you could be strategizing things, making plans, making lists, making I also heard like Venn diagrams, or because I see you I'm also seeing like an architect writing out a blueprint. You could be writing out blueprints right now. It's like you are really navigating your future at this point. Why the Three of Wands in reverse? Yeah, you want to get to a point where you don't have to worry about anything. You're tired of struggle. You're tired of, I feel as though that you could be staying in one place. I don't want to say staying in one place, but it's like you're sacrificing something, or like you're staying put. You're not jumping to conclusions. You're not jumping towards anything that is like super risky or super what's the word I'm looking for? You're not being impulsive. You're not being impulsive, and you're making sure that you're making the right moves because you're tired of struggle. You don't want there to, and not even so much like you could be tired of struggle as well, but like you don't think certain things are worth future struggle. So you're making sure that you have your ducks in a row, so you're not in this 10 of Wands right side up energy. All right, why the Three of Cups and why the Queen of Wands in reverse? I'm also picking up you could be a little bit tired too, but I'm also picking up like you're not, you could be trying really hard not to be reckless. You could be trying really, really hard not to, is this supposed to be right side up? No? Okay. Yeah, this is more of like a drift, because like the Queen of Wands in reverse, she's kind of a chaotic energy. So that's why I was like, it doesn't fully make sense. But with Queen of Wands right side up, like you're very passionate, you're very motivated, you're being very creative right now. I'm getting like Leo energy. And then with the Three of Cups, you could be networking with people. You could be expanding your horizons or expanding your energy towards other people, celebrating with other people. But the way that you're going about it is very strategic, and it's very slow moving. You don't want to jump to, like, even though on the inside you're very excited and you're very passionate and you're very driven to, get things going, you still have like that grounded energy with the Knight of Pentacles, of where everything is moving in a strategic pace. Good for you, my Pyle ones. This is like a very, very positive energy that I'm picking up on. I feel like you're getting serious about your future. You're getting serious about things that you really, really want, and you're being very, very smart about it. I'm not really picking up on any negative energy at all. But they did tell me, make sure you're not burning the candle at both ends, because with the Three of Wands and the 10 of Wands here, that's telling me that you need to make sure that you're still taking care of yourself. You're still taking care of yourself, and you're still like taking breaks, getting good quality sleep. Make sure you're eating 3 meals a day type of thing, getting plenty of water, and nutritional value in what you're consuming. All right, so if that feels like your current energy, or if you resonate with any of that, let's go ahead and look into your forecast of July. So we have let go of fear now. Write about your thoughts and feelings. Pay yourself first. The temple of my body. Actually, let's move this down here. Addicted. Positive affirmations. And pleasure. Okay. So this kind of goes hand in hand. Okay, it's kind of funny how this kind of like bled into it. So as I was saying before about making sure that you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're not burning the candle at both ends, there's something that you really need to let go of energetically. You could be holding on to things that no longer serve you. And a lot of those things could be fear. It also could be outside energy that just doesn't belong to you. They really want you to process certain things that maybe you've been holding on to other people's stuff, or you've been holding on to a situation that no longer serves you or never served you, but you felt like it was your responsibility to take on. They really want you to let go of any kind of stress, any kind of doubts, any kind of fear, anything that just really isn't serving you. And this could be maybe like a limited or a toxic mindset. But this also could be the responsibility of other people. This could be the responsibility of other people's perception of you. They're telling me that other people's ideas, ideology, is that the word? I'm sorry. Um, you genuinely could just be a magnet for, okay, I'm getting the feeling that you're very sensitive. You're very sensitive to energies. You're very sensitive to other people's energies, but you're also very compassionate. You're very empathetic, and you are the type of person that genuinely cares about other people and wants to be there for other people, especially if they're very close to you. And they're telling me, you know what I saw? So, on a computer, like all the cookies or, cache or whatever they're called, how you have to like clear that out every so often. That's kind of what you have to do. Like, you've been collecting a bunch of like outside energy. You've been collecting a lot of just like outside, part of my French, but like bullshit that just doesn't belong to you. And you haven't, and I don't want to say like you haven't processed it, but it's not for you to really process. It's for you to just think about really quick and then let go of. You could have a hard time letting things pass through you. You could hold on to it for a lot longer than you need to, and you kind of forget to let it go. So with the temple of my body, and then right underneath, like, let go of fear now. Yeah, it's really taking a toll on your body. And this may have manifested into some type of addiction. I'm not saying heavy type of addiction or anything like that, but you could have possibly noticed that maybe you're eating more, you're snacking more, or you're craving unhealthy foods, or maybe you're smoking more, or maybe you started smoking again, or maybe, these are just examples, by the way. Maybe you're gambling, maybe you're spending more money on things that aren't really necessary. There's something eating you up inside that you're not fully aware of, that Spirit really wants you to pay attention to. And even like journal. If you're in therapy, definitely talk to your therapist about it, but they really want you to write it out. Maybe start journaling every day. They're also telling me maybe pay attention to your dreams and look that up. But this is all about, okay, so they're telling me that you've been taking on so much negativity for so long that they really want you to start practicing taking in the good things. You're like an intenser version of the shoulder to cry on. You could be the type of person where everyone is kind of like gravitated towards to kind of dump on, because they know that you're going to take it, or you're going to be understanding, or you're going to be willing to hear what they have to say. And without you fully knowing, you are taking on more than what you realize. And I think that's why you've been having certain issues and certain things. Maybe you haven't been sleeping very well, or maybe you have noticed that you've been having like some type of like addictive tendencies. I don't think this is like very severe. I think it's like kind of mild, but you could have just been noticing it. Like, why am I like so hungry all the time? Or why have I just been wanting to like spend money? Or why have I, just like little things that kind of fill a void, because you've just been feeling very weighed down, or you've been feeling very upset or sad or discouraged, and you want to feel better. So you start doing certain things that you think are going to make you feel better, but it's only temporary. It's not a permanent type thing. And I think it's because you haven't fully processed and let go of certain things. Let me see. So with Pay Yourself First, I will say with Pay Yourself First, positive affirmations and pleasure, this is all about refocusing on you, realizing that you need to pay attention to your needs first. Your needs come first. Your needs come first. With Pay Yourself First, this is all about rewarding yourself before you start rewarding other people. This is all about, you know, really taking care of yourself, knowing your worth, knowing that you are deserving of good things, and allowing pleasure into your life, allowing good things, allowing yourself to feel love, feel gratitude, feel acceptance, feel appreciation, feel pleasure, any type of pleasure. You know, maybe possibly you could have been feeling like a little numb lately, or you could have been wondering why, like, when you do certain things that used to bring you a lot of joy, it doesn't feel the same as it used to. And I think that's just because your energy is a little bit clogged. Okay. So for the month of July, this is going to be your main focus. Your main focus is really detoxing and purging out a lot of stuff that no longer serves you, and replacing it with lovely things, replacing it with pleasure, replacing it with positive affirmations, replacing it with, they told me, freedom, liberation, joy, abundance, prosperity, all these things. And you're really going to be headed towards a better future once you do this. Because the things that are holding you back are the things that were never yours to begin with. Okay? The responsibilities weren't yours. All right? It's time to be a little bit more selfish and take better care of yourself. All right, my Pyle ones? That is all I have for you today. I really hope that this resonated. It made you feel good, made you feel better. Gave you a sense of something to look forward to. That is your homework. Your homework for the month of July is to purge out all the things that were never yours to begin with and don't belong to you. All right. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video. Comment down below if you feel called to do so. I genuinely want to know if this resonated, and I will see you soon. Bye. Welcome, my Pyle 2s, to your reading. If you chose this number, then this reading is for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. As I said before, we are going to close out your reading with the oracles that I pre-shuffled, but we're going to go ahead and look in on your current energy. And this is just going to help you. It's just going to be confirmation on whether or not this reading is for you. Please and thank you, Spirit, for tapping into my Pyle 2's energy. What are they currently going through that will give them confirmation on this reading being meant for them? Thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. All right, death. Ooh, okay. You could be going through a transformation right now, a hardship maybe. Or you could have been going through it recently. I'm also hearing growing pains. I really feel, okay. Quick little story time. I feel like that has been my main slogan for this year, the year of 2025, is just growing pains. Like things that you are outgrowing, things that you know you need to let go of, that are no longer serving you, but there's like a bittersweetness to it as well. And one more, please, Spirit. My Pyle 2s, how do they know this reading is for them? Okay. So you're the kind of person, I'm getting heavy like Sagittarius energy here, where there's just like a sense of optimism, no matter what kind of, you know, death or rebirth or transformation or hardship or stress that you're going to, you still remain very positive, very carefree, very loving, very celebratory, very light and caring even. And that really goes to show the kind of character that you have, my Pyle 2s. You know, because I feel as though that you really have been going through a lot of struggles, a lot of battles, a lot of, like, I'm getting the feeling like fighting a lot to make sure that you're happy. And this is excuse me, this is calling you, you could have been probably challenged with a lot of patience, and just knowing that, you know, certain things just need to, you know, certain things just take time. You know, rewards, I don't know if this is supposed to be right side up or not. Okay, it is. And you're not exactly sure like what this is going to bring, but you're optimistic about it. You're optimistic about, you know, not everything lasts forever. You know what I mean? And you could be feeling, you know, I have been going through a lot, or I have been going through a lot of hardship, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to last forever. That's why I'm saying there's like a sense of optimism in your energy that is very beautiful. And you could even have the mentality of like, you know what, I've been through a lot worse. If I can get through that, then I can get through this too. And you could be kind of hopeful for the future, like you're not exactly sure what is to come, but you know that it could very much possibly be a lot better than what you've gone through in the past or what you're currently going through. Okay? Why the Death card, please, Spirit? Why the Death card? Why is the Death card here? Please and thank you, Spirit. Why is the Death card here? Can you clarify the Death card for me? Yeah, this is something that you felt as though that the rug was being pulled up beneath you. This is something where you had to adapt fast, and you could have been having sleepless nights over it. You couldn't really walk away from the situation, or you felt as though that you couldn't really reassess. This is something where you just had to go. You had to make decisions. You had to make moves. You had to adapt very quickly, and you had to really figure some shit out really, really fast. And this could have caused a lot of sleepless nights, or even some disruption in your sleep patterns. But a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of feeling pushed up against the wall. Like you didn't have very many options. Why the Five of Pentacles? Why the Five of Pentacles? And this could have had to do with money. Falsy May. Yeah. A lot of hard work. You had to, they're telling me you had to work really hard. You had to bust your ass. And you really had to solve a lot of hard problems on your own, possibly. And I'm getting the feeling if you had somebody by your side, I don't want to sound harsh, but if you had somebody by your side during this situation, they weren't very helpful. So that kind of led you to feel very, very lonely. And very, I don't want to say hopeless, but just very isolated and very alone and very, very isolated. Why the Three of Cups? Why is the Three of Cups here? Okay. But you know what? You're doing it. You're doing it. You're very inspirational, my Pyle twos. I have to really say that. You know, because even though you've been going through a hard time, even though you've been going through a lot of challenges, a lot of hardships, a lot of transformations, a lot of, you know, things that you weren't expecting, you know, the heart of you is very optimistic, very celebratory, very emotionally open, emotionally like vulnerable and compassionate and kind and nurturing and lighthearted, but you're also very driven, and you're not letting this get to you, or this is something that you're coming out of. This is something that you're not letting define you anymore, because you're like, the only way I can get out of this is by moving and pushing through and being very diligent and motivated. Okay, why the Temperance? Why is the Temperance card here? The Emperor, yep. So we got Sagittarius and Aries energy, heavy fire. We also got some Scorpio here too. This also could have been a little bit of a betrayal too, or I'm getting like a light type betrayal. It doesn't have to be, but it's something that just like really caught you off guard and you're like, okay, great. Now I gotta figure this out. Okay. But I feel like you're really moving into calmer waters. You're a leader at the end of the day. This is like very heavy, like leadership type of energy I'm picking up. Like you are really manipulating things into your favor, but not in a toxic way. Like you're doing everything right. You're doing everything that you need to do and should do in order to make things happen. All right, why the Two of Wands? Why is the Two of Wands here? Can you clarify? Yeah, you're moving on up. I feel like you even, like, you're very focused. You're very driven. You're very goal oriented right now. And you know that things are going to take time in order to come to fruition, but you are going to be leveling up. You are going to be moving up the ladder. And I feel like you know this. I feel like there is like a sense of confidence within you, knowing that, you know, if I'm patient and I make the right calls and I pay attention to my intuition and I, you know, am practical about whatever, you know, whatever situation is thrown at me or whatever opportunity is thrown at me, I know I can make it work. I know that I can be successful in that matter. And I definitely feel like you will be. You are going to be moving up. All right. If you feel as though that that sounds like your current situation or your current energy, then more than likely this is going to be your forecast for the month of July. But good on you, my Pile 2s. You've really been taking care of your stuff. All right. All right, so we have the situation is already resolved. God is in charge. As soon as I placed this down, I literally felt a sigh of relief. Maybe you seeing that, maybe you felt the same way, like, oh, thank God, I don't have to worry about it. Block out distractions. Exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. Anger and chains. Hydrate, yeah. Spend time with animals. Okay. All right. So maybe some of you, with block out distractions here, maybe you guys were kind of taking a little bit of a break, or maybe you guys were kind of getting distracted with other things because you needed that mental break, or you needed something to kind of just distract you from everything. You know, maybe you were just like very overwhelmed. I'm not saying that you were like really like irresponsible per se, but you just knew in the back of your head, like, okay, I'm kind of setting myself back like a little bit. Like I need to get back into this, or I need to start, you know, reassessing some things. So with block out distractions, this is just confirmation that you need to kind of get back to how you were or what you were doing before, to kind of get you on a certain type of momentum or a certain type of path. But with exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities, this doesn't have to be physical exercise, although it could represent physical exercise. Maybe that'll help you like blow off steam. But exercise, this is all about just practicing something in order to stretch your energy, to expand your energy, and to really build on what it is that you're trying to bring in for yourself. So this is all a matter of building yourself up and expanding your horizons energetically in order for you to attract what it is that you want, if that makes sense. I'm also hearing like positive affirmations, or just being more positive, being kinder to yourself is another thing that I'm picking up on. So with this situation is already resolved and God is in charge, whatever it is that you've really been stressing about, or has been like, I feel like there is like one specific thing that you have been stressing about, or you've been maybe beating yourself up on, or you've been just kind of in disbelief of, because maybe you're just not entirely certain how something is going to get resolved, or how something is going to move forward or get fixed, or whatever the situation is. They don't want you to worry about that, especially Archangel Michael. So this is my Archangel Michael deck. They don't want you to stress about something that is out of your control. They want you to just focus on taking things day by day. They want you to continue being, responsible and smart, and, making the responsible executive decisions that you have been, and keeping that momentum. And everything else will fall into place. Like you have been, and you know what it is that, you're supposed to do, and what you've been doing, and you've been doing a good job in that. And that's all you need to focus on right now. Everything else is going to fall into place as long as, you're doing your part as well. Okay? With anger and chains, they're telling me you really need to release a lot of pent up emotion that you have. They say like enough is enough. Like you can't keep carrying this emotional burden on yourself. You could be carrying a lot of like anger or resentment or bitterness, or just like seeing things through angry eyes. And I don't know if it's something like you're angry with yourself, or you're just like unforgiving about a situation. They want you to let that go. They want you to be accepting of your current situation and know that there are good times ahead. And that you're not deserving of this anger. You're not deserving of whatever kind of bonds, the kind of, negative bondage that you have attached to something that isn't benefiting you. You could have just been like very angry for a long time, regarding the situation, or regarding, whatever. And you don't know how to channel that. That's why I think this is why this came up too, like just blowing off steam, like doing something that is just going to get all of your extra aggression out. I think that could be very beneficial, like something that's just going to tire you out. I don't know why I heard swimming. Maybe you guys used to swim, or you like to swim. I'm sorry, I feel like that's like very niche, but it's something that you used to really like doing, that you felt very invigorated and you felt so much better after doing, but you haven't done it in a long time. They really want you to do that because it's going to make you feel revitalized. But you just need to, I keep hearing purge, like you just need to purge all of this, this anger, resentment, bitterness, frustration out of your system, because that's kind of, I don't want to say it's holding you back, but it's diminishing your spirit a little bit, because they want you to be happier. They want you to be in a happier energy. They want you to be in a lighter energy. They want you to go back to being very playful, and I'm also picking up like on a sweetness too. Like I feel like that's kind of diminished your sweetness a little bit. Yeah, they want you to go back to being, you know, lighthearted, happy, bubbly, optimistic. Not to say that you're not that anymore or anything like that, but they want you to emphasize it a little bit more and have more fun, have more goodness come to you. Okay, more sweetness in life. And with hydrate and spend time with animals, definitely hydrate. It's summer. It's summertime, the month of July. So drink so much water. Really, I'm also hearing coconut water. Anything with like natural electrolytes, they really want you to consume. I'm also hearing like spring water, something that has like healthy minerals that are really going to aid you in a positive way. And then with spend time with animals, this could be pets. They want you to just spend more quality time with your pets. Maybe just take an extra day off of work or call in sick or something like that, and just spend more time with animals, or just, you know, ground yourself with nature. That could be another thing too, with nature, or I'm specifically picking up on pets. If you don't have pets, then it could be nature, or could even be, you know, just paying more attention to nature, like animals and, you know, things like that. They're also telling me with spend time with animals, this could also be maybe spirit animals or your power animals, or really paying attention to any kind of signs and symbols that you've been getting as far as animals go, and kind of channeling their spirit or their energy to kind of help you get through. Spend time with animals. Yeah, if you've been like on the go a lot, which I feel like a lot of you have, I'm getting a message like your animals really miss you, or your pets really miss you. And there's like a sense of sadness in that. And it's not like they're angry at you or anything like that. Like they just miss you and they just want to spend more time with you. And that doesn't even have to be like playing or anything, but just, you know, having the comfort of you by their side. I'm seeing like a lot of pets too. You can see pets here. A lot of, you know, touching, loving, cuddling, and stuff like that. Let's see, anything else? Yeah. So just trust and know and believe that everything is going to work out the way that it needs to. They really want you to start focusing more on you. And when I say more on you, just taking care of you, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, investing in yourself in more of a positive, and realizing that you are worth investments, and not only worth investments, but you can't keep taking on other people's responsibilities, other people's junk. You know, it's not for you. It doesn't belong to you. So it's time for you to purge that out. Okay. And I think by drinking a lot of water, it's going to help. It's going to help clear all that out too. All right. But that is all I have for you today, my Pyle 2s. I really hope that this resonated. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video. Comment down below if you feel called to do so. I genuinely want to know if this resonated, and I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome, my Pyle 3s, to your video. If you chose this number, this reading is for you. As I said before, we're going to close out your reading with your oracles. But let's go ahead and check in on your current energy. This is just going to clarify if this reading is meant for you or not. If you resonate with the current energy that I am picking up for you, then more than likely this is going to be your forecast for July. So let's go ahead and look into your current energy. Please and thank you, Spirit, for my Pyle 3s. What is their current energy? How will they know that this reading is for them? You could be experiencing some instability or confusion around your current home life, or what kind of judgment call you need to make regarding home life, regarding happiness, regarding like security, maybe. Yeah, this could have to do with your home life, or this could have to do with maybe a marriage, maybe a relationship, maybe just some type of like intimate relationship. Could be family, could be really, really close friends, loved ones, significant other, something along those lines. But I feel like this is like home. I feel like this is like home life, and you're not quite certain about what's going on. Like you know that things could possibly be changing. Maybe you guys are like physically moving, or maybe like you're currently in like a living situation where you kind of have to adapt, or you have to figure some stuff out, but things aren't really it's something that isn't really moving the way that you want it to, or you're kind of nervous about how it's going to be moving. But with the Ace of Wands here at the end, I feel like there is going to be a like a strike of luck or opportunity or ambition or something regarding that, or this could be something that you're currently waiting for. So why the Four of Wands in reverse? Maybe you're looking for like a new apartment or a new house or something like that, and you're just like, ugh, like there's nothing out there, there's nothing for me, or something like that. Yeah, this is something that you're working towards, or you're trying to maybe even manifest for yourself, but you're maybe saving money, or you're investing in something to maybe for like a better future. Why the Judgment? Why Judgment? Yeah. Something that's going to be more emotionally fulfilling. Maybe you're moving out. Maybe you're even getting divorced. But this is all about new endeavors. Something that doesn't really feel good now, but you're optimistic about the future, and you're working towards something that is going to grant you more emotional opportunity, happiness, happy opportunities, fulfilling opportunities. Why the Two of Wands in reverse? The Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this could be something that you're just like, you're trying to ignore. You're trying to ignore it. You're trying to like keep your eyes on the prize. You're trying to focus elsewhere. You're trying to take care of other things. Like you're really you're trying not to give it too much attention, because if you do, it's a distraction for you, or it frustrates you, or it makes you upset, because it's not ideal. It's something that you have to live through every single day, and you try to make the best of it, or you try to focus your energy on other things, or maybe you try not to be home as often as you would like. Why the Chariot reversed? Yeah, maybe this is like a woman you live with. Maybe is like a water sign. Doesn't have to be. I'm getting like heavy like Cancer energy. Or maybe this is something that you're just trying to nurture. Maybe you're really moving towards building a home life that you've always wanted for yourself. Maybe you really want to become a mother, or maybe you just want to build a family of your own. Page of Wands. Yeah, this is something like there's like a sense of innocence. Maybe you just really want a family, and maybe you're just you're working towards that. You're working towards building a happy home life with somebody else, or you know what? And maybe that's it. Maybe you're currently working towards like moving in with a significant other, and like you just really aren't enjoying like your current like living situation. Like this is what you've just been wanting. You've been wanting a family of your own, or you've been wanting maybe to bring in a child. And things have been, for a little bit of you, maybe you've been experiencing some like fertility issues. Not major, but like it's like timing, like nothing is moving forward the way that you want or the way that you expect. Like there's like an emotional deficit here, like things emotionally aren't moving forward the way that you want. But I'm also picking up on, from this top row so far with the bottom row, it's like this is what you're trying to shift into. It's like you're trying to push this energy out and bring like this energy in. You're trying to bring in more like emotional fulfillment, emotional maturity, groundedness, security, you know, nurturing energy. Why the this also could be like maybe you're just ready to be taken care of instead of taking care of something else, if that makes sense. Or like you're tired of stressing about like a living situation or something like that. Why the Ace of Wands? And this is something you're very motivated by, but you yeah, this is something you want so badly, and you're definitely working towards it, but you have this like cold exterior about it. Like you're really bitter about this situation. You're really, really bitter about this situation. You're done. You're done. You're over it. It's old news. You're tired. You're bored. Like you really want change. You really want things to change when it comes to your home life, or when it comes to you know, whatever that means for you. I feel like this definitely has to do with like your living situation. You want your living situation to change. You want to be happy. You want to be able to go home and be happy. You want to be able to go home and feel fulfilled. Like your home life is very, very important to you. And when your home life isn't thriving or isn't meeting a certain type of expectation or have a certain type of like energy or feel to it, you get really annoyed and you feel depleted in some way. Because for you, the home is where you should go to feel safe, to feel revitalized, to feel secure and happy and, you know, taken care of. It should be your sanctuary, you know? And it currently doesn't. And it's making you be a little bit resentful. All right. So if that sounds like your current situation or your current energy, more than likely this reading is for you. So if that sounds like you, let's go ahead and look into your month of July. Let's see what's to come. So positive thoughts create positive results. Gotta tell that Queen of Swords in reverse that. Honor and trust your feelings. Unlimited ideas. Is this me? Use your hands. And sex. I don't know why, but I had a feeling this one was gonna come out. I don't know why, but not specifically like for this pile, but like just in general. I'm like, because I had pulled this in like a past video that I had done, and I was like, I think that's such a like random card to have in like the self-care oracle deck. And I thought about it and I was like, watch, I bet you it's gonna come out in this video. And it did. So with that said, okay, let's go ahead and start there, because I know I had mentioned before like fertility issues or something to do around like family or like your home life. If you have been trying for a child, or if you have been trying to manifest a child, or you have been, if you've been trying to get pregnant, or you've been, you know, trying to, you know, move forward with that. They're telling me this could be okay. Yeah, they're telling me this could be a good month for you to do that. If you are not wanting a child, or that's something that you're not moving forward with sex here, this is just all about receiving pleasure. This is all about it's all about unwinding and just receiving good things. This is all about okay, this is more so like intimacy. It could be like intimacy with like your partner, going back to like the drawing board, just getting closer with your significant other, so on and so forth. But they're telling me that this is like really important for you to do. Or this could just be like a very, very passionate and sexual month for you in the month of July. I'll circle back to that, but let's go ahead and start with positive thoughts create positive results. Honor and trust your feelings. Yeah, this is all about regrouping as far as your feelings go, because with your current living situation, it's really depleting you, as I said before. Whatever it has to do with like your home life or your living situation, your, so on and so forth. Whatever is bothering you currently regarding that category, there's other things that you could be focusing on that will bring you joy, because they're saying, and that's what the unlimited idea is too, like you need to keep yourself busy. You need to focus on your future, focus on what is to come, focus on the good things now in the present, because they're saying time is going to go by so fast. I don't know if that was important for you to hear. Because with Is This Me, you're kind of losing yourself a little bit. You're losing, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, because you are the Queen of Cups. In your heart of hearts, you are the Queen of Cups. You're very loving. You're very emotionally mature. You're very accepting. You are unconditional love. You're very sweet, and you're very kind. You're very nurturing. You're very loving. You are kind of just a very motherly figure. And for a lot of you, I'm picking up on, if you are trying to have children, you are meant to be a mother. They wanted me to tell you that, and you will be a mother. But you're kind of losing sight of a little bit of your identity by taking on this bitterness and being angry and letting yourself, it's one thing to let yourself be angry and process all that in a healthy way, but it's another thing to hang on to it and have that resentment build. You are not meant to live in that kind of energy. And that could also be the reason why that maybe you're not conceiving. Energy is everything, especially when you're trying to conceive a child. Because I feel like you are so stressed out, or you're so in your head about your current situation, that it's kind of taking you out of a lot of like pleasurable moments, or a lot of good things that you could be experiencing. But they also want you to do like side things, like with use your hands. If you're a creative person, they really want you to start creating things. They want you to start doing like little side tasks or little projects, or like little things that are kind of sorry, I can't talk, that are going to keep your mind and your hands busy, because the more that you create, the more that you'll able to create. Does that make sense? Creativity, the more that you are creative, the more that you'll be able to create life, if that makes sense. Women are extremely creative people because we create life, So implementing more of that creative energy and positive thoughts, and honoring and trusting your feelings, and you have a lot of ideas. You have a lot of, I'm also picking up on like writing. If you guys are writers, they're saying write. If you guys are crafters, they want you to craft. If you guys like draw or paint or sew, or I also see like woodworking, crocheting, needling, something like that, something along those lines. yeah, something that you thoroughly like enjoy doing, even like cooking or baking or something, something in that realm. They want you to start doing that. They want you to start distracting yourself from all the bitterness that you've been feeling. They want you to replace it with good things, because you haven't been yourself. You haven't been. And I even get the feeling that maybe you don't fully recognize yourself too. You know, you could be looking back and being like, you know, I used to be like this, or I used to be more this, or I used to be more that. And it could have really, you know, impacted you in a certain way. But they're also telling me they want you to bring back the old you. They want you to bring back, you know, the more of like the goodness and the yumminess of you, because that's the kind of person that deep down you want to be for your child, you know? And do you really want to create a child like in that energy? Like I wouldn't, you know? I wouldn't want to, you know, conceive a child and, you know, all that negative energy, you know? I'd want to invite my child, you know, into my body with, you know, a lot more love and playfulness and creativity and, you know, so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind. But they want you to be more positive. They want you to become a little bit more vulnerable too, and really lean into your sensitivity, really lean into who you truly are at your core and honor it. But they're saying you're also a mastermind when it comes to certain things. Like you have a lot of ideas, you're very smart, and you know how to solve problems, and you know how to implement things in an effective way. Okay, so keep that in mind. They really want you to start leaning into who you truly are as a person, and like remember yourself, remember who you are. Okay, and the more you do that, the more you'll have a likelihood of creating a child, if that's what you are interested in. If that's not what you're interested in, this is just all about receiving pleasure into your life, remembering that good things exist, you know, remembering that life is more than just, you know, hardships and paying bills and stressing about the future. And, you know, life is about, you know, living in the moment and enjoying all the things that make life worth living. Okay, so that is all I have for you today, my Pyle 3s. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, comment down below if you feel called to do so. I genuinely want to know if this resonated, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my Pyle 4. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this number, this reading is for you. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, as I said before, we are going to close out your reading with your oracles that are pre-shuffled, but we are going to go ahead and look into your current energy, and this is just going to give you clarification whether or not this reading is for you. So this is tapping into your current energy, your current situation that you could possibly be going through. It doesn't have to be related to what's to come for you in the month of July, but it'll just give you a good idea of like, oh, that sounds like me. All right, so please and thank you, Spirit, for my Pyle 4s. How will they know? Oops. Sorry, I dropped my cards. How will they know this reading is for them? How will my Pyle 4s know that this reading is for them? So funny, Pyle 3, the first card we got was the 4 of Wands reversed. So how will my Pyle 4s know that this reading is for them? World, King of Swords. Whoops, hold on. All right, I'm gonna switch these. I don't think these are supposed to go. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, how do my Pyle 4s know that this reading is for them? Okay. had a feeling. All right, this could be around, I wonder if you are trying to make a decision regarding to men here. It doesn't have to be men, but I am picking up on more like masculine energy here. So we have the world here in the center. So if you've read with me before, the reason why I purposely put down 5 cards is so I can have the middle card show and pertain to like the main energy or the main source of the reading. So basically what I'm picking up on here, this could have to do with like a celebration, home life, maybe marriage, or maybe even just like a genuine connection with someone. If it is just one person, I'm picking up someone who could have heavy air placements or could have heavy fire placements in their chart. If they don't, this is someone who is incredibly smart, incredibly cerebral, really intelligent, uses logic to their advantage or to even like their capacity. This is someone who maybe talks a lot, maybe challenges ideas, is a problem solver, an analyzer, a thinker, or it could just be like just very knowledgeable on a lot of things. With the King of Wands here, this is someone who's very passionate, very driven, maybe even philosophical, freedom loving. I'm getting like Sagittarius energy specifically. Doesn't have to be. So this is like Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So those could be important signs regarding this person. And I feel like with the world here, you could be deciding whether or not you could be deciding something when it comes to this person. If it is 2 different people, this is someone who leads more from their mind and their logic, and this is someone that uses their like willpower, motivation, passion, gut instincts. So you could be maybe deciding between the 2, or this could be just one person who gives off, you know, that same energy. Now with the Page of Swords here, this is also giving me like a sense of like either innocence or a little bit of like immaturity. This person could come off as a little bit immature, or this person maybe like the way that they talk to you or they communicate with you is a little bit immature, or this has to do with like communication or like a message. Like I don't know if they are good at communicating with you, or they're maybe like hot and cold about the situation. Let's look further. So why the 4 of Wands? Why is the 4 of Wands here? Why is the 4 of Wands here? Yeah. Why is the King of Swords here? Can you clarify the King of Swords? Yeah, it's almost as if like you're you don't know if you could fully trust the situation with this person. The World card here. Yeah. Why the King of Wands? Why is the King of Wands here? Yeah. And why the Page of Swords? Why is the Page of Swords here? Oh, yeah. I had a feeling. So, you know, it could have become really apparent of who this person was to you, or who this person is as an individual. I think it was very... I don't think this is something that is hidden. I think this is something that you kind of called from the beginning. I think you already knew that you weren't 100% certain if you could like trust this person, or you just knew what this person was capable of. I'm not getting that this is like heavy, like negative as far as the reading goes, but I think you always knew who this person was, or you could be like at the point like you're trying to decide between two people. Neither of these people are really fulfilling you the way that you thought that they were going to. I'm getting the feeling like you know, you could have even known that maybe you're just biding your time with this person. Maybe you're just dating. Maybe you're just like getting to know this person or these people at this time, and you're not, because I don't really feel like you're really stressing about it. I feel like at the end of the day, with the World card like in the center here, I feel like you are in control of this situation, and I'm not really picking up on any like hardship per se. I think that either these two people or this one person just doesn't have like the emotional capacity to give you what it is that you want, and you could just be very aware of it. I don't feel like this is something that is like hidden. I don't feel like this is something that you are like having a hard time over per se. It's just like you're already aware of it. You're already aware of what's, you know, going on. And I think you already know that this person can't give you what you want, but I'm also getting the feeling that maybe you just like talking to them, or maybe even it's easy to talk to them. This could also be like a friendship. But there is like a little bit of like a limitation as far as them giving something to you emotionally or romantically, or something along those lines. But I don't feel like you are ignorant to this. I don't think that you're oblivious to it either. I think you're just kind of like, yeah, it is what it is. But I feel like you like talking to them, which is like kind of funny. Tell me, okay, just out of curiosity, why the King of Swords and the 10 of Cups? What is the future of the King of Swords and the 10 of Cups? Okay, why is the future of the King of Swords and the 10 of Cups? Yeah, I feel like, yeah, this person's pretty decisive on who they are. Or both these people. I feel like it's the same person, but if it's two different people, I feel like they're both kind of decisive on who they are, who they are feeling they are right now at this moment. And I feel like they could be focusing on other things. So let's look more in on you. Why the World and the Moon card? Why the World and the Moon card? Can you clarify that? Yeah, you're kind of yeah, I feel like you guys could be dating. If you guys aren't dating and you, I don't know, I feel like you guys are dating. I don't feel like this is like a literal, like long-term serious relationship. If it is, I feel like you already have a plan on getting out of the situation, because you're just like, yeah, I had a feeling about this. I knew they weren't going to be able to give me what I want. So I'm going to kind of, you know, go see what else is out there. But this is also telling me that maybe you guys could remain like good friends, like if you are interested in that, or you do still like to keep like communication. Because I feel like with the 10 of Wands in reverse here, I don't feel like that there's like really any like hard communication, or like it's very easy to talk to them. Like there's no BS between you guys. Maybe you guys just casually like hook up with each other or something like that. But I feel like you yourself, you're kind of onto like bigger and better things. Maybe you already know what it is that you want. You're kind of like biding your time with this person maybe. That doesn't have to resonate, but I feel like at the end of the day, like you are always going to like look out for you. And these people or this person is just like temporary, which is why I kind of got the feeling of like, oh, maybe like you're just dating, like you're dating around, or you're dating this person and you're just getting to know them and maybe just like building a friendship or something. But I think you're already aware that they can't give you what it is that you fully want. All right. If that sounds like you, if that sounds like your situation or something that you are a part of, then this is your July forecast. All right, let's get into it. All right, use your imagination and you'll see the answer. A favorable outcome. Love to see it. Do the work. Atonement. Look for fairies. And sweet treat. Atonement. All right, my pile fours. I feel as though that you are going to, well, you currently could be going through just a lot of hard stuff. You could be feeling a lot of things. You could be feeling guilt. You could be feeling shame. You could be feeling just like the weight of a lot of things that just fell on your lap, you know, and some of these things could be things that aren't even your responsibility, or it could just be the weight of past decisions that you made that is really painful, very, very depressing. But you know, it's yours, or it is, I hate that phrase, it is what it is, but you know, it's the reality of the situation. And I don't feel like this is necessarily in the month of July. I feel like with do the work and then atonement here, I feel like you are going to be working towards getting rid of this. I feel like you had to like swallow something that happened. Maybe someone betrayed you, maybe someone disappointed you, maybe you trusted the wrong person, or maybe you doubted your intuition on a person or a situation and now you're seeing the consequences of that, or maybe you're feeling the weight of all of that and it's just been really hard for you to process and digest, and you know, so on and so forth. But I will say that this month you really are going to overcome a lot of things that have been weighing you down. You're going to be overcoming a lot of things that are harsh and dark and heavy. And you know, I actually wouldn't be surprised. Okay, this was like a random message, so I'm really sorry because it's kind of gross, but I literally saw someone like throwing up. So you literally could be physically throwing some stuff up. And it could be energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, you're going to have food poisoning or something like that. But you are literally going to be releasing so much stuff that, you know, is very representative of just energy that's been inside you. Like you are going to be processing and doing the work as far as letting go of a lot of pain, of a lot of hardship, a lot of depression that has been keeping you from a lot of joy and a lot of, you know, sweetness. So it's like, look for fairies and sweet treat. I think this is like all about like exploring and having fun with your inner child. There's like a lot of playfulness. So July, that's Cancer and Leo season, you know, so it's very, you know, you have that nurturing energy from the Cancer, but you also have that playful, creative energy from July. You know, so you nurturing yourself, you taking care of yourself, you really, you know, being a mother to yourself at this time and making sure that you are getting everything that you need and you're healing yourself. You'll be able to come out of it in like this playful energy where you'll be, you know, enjoying the sweetness in life, enjoying the innocence of life, seeing things from a different colored lens, you know, and I also feel like it's important for you to shift your perspective and start looking at things differently than just thinking like, oh, well, this is just my reality and this is something I just have to live with, or I just have to, you know, push through. You know, you can, you know, you may even be in a limited mindset of be like, oh, well, this can't happen unless this happens. When in reality, like, you can let all that stuff go and you can start feeling that way now if you do the work. You know, I really feel as though like Archangel Michael is on your side with this, with a favorable outcome. And the fact that it's the center card is pretty big. And I think you need to start expanding your mind a lot more and realize, and with use your imagination and look for fairies. Yeah, this is all about expanding your mind and using your outside resources as a way to really filter out a lot of darkness that has been eating at you. All right. That's kind of straight to the point, honestly. I don't really have much else. Also with look for fairies, and I see like flower garden right here. Maybe go to like a botanical garden or like a forest. Try to get out I mean, I live in the desert, so it's kind of hard to, you know, find like anything that's like lush around this time unless I like get out of, you know, the city I live in. But if you have like easier access to like forest, nature, anything like that, I would definitely dive into it, and I would just bask in the glory of just, you know, beautiful, lush nature like that. And just have like that wonder come back. Have that, like, specifically in the month of July, I feel like this is all about bringing back your inner child, bringing back the fun, bringing back your imagination, bringing back your playfulness and your creativeness and your innocence too. Okay, you've been carrying a lot of junk for a long time when you really don't need to and haven't needed to. All right. They also want me to say, one, not everything is your fault, but also this situation in itself isn't your fault either. If there's something that you've been feeling guilty for, you've just been like taking the brunt of, it's not yours to carry, and it never was. They also said all will be well, but you gotta let it go. Because you're not meant to be in this energy. You're not meant to be in this low vibration. You know, you're meant to be in a really, really high vibration, in a really, really playful, healing, light, pixie light like energy. Okay. That is all I have for you today, my Pyle fours. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, comment down below if you feel called to do so, and I will see you next time. Bye.